What's up, y'all? This T.O. I'm back again. You hear me, Slim? And today I got the story on how I got in a fight over DC jail over the phone. Alright, so look, this was my first time ever going over DC jail. So I ain't know how things ran over there, you know what I'm saying? I always heard stories about it, you know what I'm saying? How that junk be turned up, you know, stabbings and shit, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, I was pretty much prepared for it though, you know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody give me the rundown on, you know, how things ran over that junk. So, you know, I pretty much was just blind to how to operate over that jump, you know what I'm saying? It was my first time, you know what I'm saying? I was just young, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm on the unit over there, you know what I mean? Southwest 3 to be exact. And it was a dude on the unit, man. He just like was one of them loud type of guys, you know what I'm saying? Perping, you know. From what I hear, he had a reputation of pushing a knife, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I wanted to get on the phone to call my family and shit like that. So, you know, it was one phone open. It was just hanging with a sock on it. So I went over there, grabbed it. I took the sock off and I used it. You know, I called my folks. So in the midst of me on the phone, a dark-skinned dude come to me, man, little dreads in his head. He come over that junk. He like, who told you to touch that phone? So I put the phone in right here, little, you know, some of my people can't, you know, hear what's going on. I'm like, huh? He like, who told you to touch that phone? I'm like, nobody. I'm like, it was hanging. I just picked it up and used it. He like, man, when you get off the phone, come holler at me. I'm like, all right. Finish my phone call, you know what I'm saying? But the whole time I'm on the phone, I'm just thinking to myself, like, what type of situation is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's about to take place? Like, what's going on? Like, because mind you, I don't know nothing about how the phones ran. Like, certain dudes use certain phones and where you from and stuff like that. I didn't know none of that, you know. I seen a phone that was open, I grabbed it, took the sock off it, and I used it. You know what I'm saying? So, me being the type of guy I was, you know what I'm saying? The way he said, when you get off the phone, come holler at me, it was like kind of aggressive. So, I finished my phone call early just to see what that was about. So, when I got off the phone, I was about to walk to my cell, actually. So, dude seen me, he was like, hey, let me holler at you. I come right there, I'm like, you know, what's up? He like, hey, when the phone hanging with the sock on it, man, that mean don't touch the jump. That's me and my men jump. Don't touch that jump. So I'm like, so what, I can't use the phone? Like, he like, man, get him where you fit in. Don't touch that jump. That's me and my men jump. I'm like, man, I'm gonna use the phone, call my folks. I'm gonna use the phone. So he like, yeah, but you ain't gonna use that one. So I'm just my body language was like, you know, like I wasn't really feeling that. So he like, what you trying to bump out the phone? And he clutched his knife. He had a knife when he clutched his knife. So I was like, I'm like, nah, you got it. I walk off. So that whole day, my pride was in the way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he just fake tried to curry me about it. So it was on my conscience. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a man, like, my pride was a little bit hurt, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he tried to curry me, you know what I'm saying? Then over DCJ, you know, we out on the tip, you know, so certain people seen it, and I'm like, man, I ain't about to have nobody thinking I'm no sucker, or, you know what I'm saying? So when we locked down at night, I'm in the cell with my man. We Sally's. He in there talking to me, you know, telling me stories and stuff. I pretty much was out of it because I was thinking about that situation and what I'm gonna do. So my man saying I was out of it. While he telling the stories, he like, bro, what's up? You all right? I know you ain't still thinking about that shit. I'm like, bruh, that nigga Jai played with me like he got me fucked up. He like, man, that shit ain't about nothing. Woody, woody, woo. Long story short, you know, I lay back on the bunk, man. I was up all night thinking about it. Like, man, I ain't going for that shit. Like, the only reason I didn't react right then and there when he said, "What you want? Work about the phone?" is because this was my first time over there. I seen he clutched his knife, shit like this. So I weighed my options, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna get him though. So come out the next day, the Super Bowl was on, I believe, football game, and you know, when we had the situation, he asked me that I want to work about the phone. You know, he had a couple dudes that ran with him on the unit all the time. You know what I'm saying? So when he did that, his men basically, they was landing on the rails and shit, was looking like, you know what I'm saying? So I see like them as men, they all ride with each other and shit like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we came out the next day. I seen that he was moving around the unit, doing this little thing by himself, and his 3 men was in the TV room. You know what I'm saying? Watching a football game. Anybody been over DCJ, you know it's 2 TV rooms on each side and shit. So they was up there, you know, in the TV room, watching the football game, you know what I'm saying? So much into the football game, and I see him moving around by himself, so I said, this the right time to catch him. Because I know how niggas be when they ain't got their men behind them, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I'm gonna push up on this nigga. Mind you, this is my first time over there. So I walk up to him, I'm like, hey, bro, what's up? He like, what's up? I'm like, yeah, yesterday when you was asking me, was I trying to work about the phone? Yeah, he like, yeah, you said you ain't want no bump about the phone. I'm like, I do now, what's up? He like, hold up. He run downstairs on the right side of the tier, go to a nigga cell, you know, squatted, they slat, you know, DC jail, you know, the doors to the cell, they got slats in the bottom, the middle of it, should I say, like down from it, you know. He reached in. I guess he had a knife on him, so he got the knife from that dude, you know what I'm saying? So he get to walking back. So 2 of my men was like, bruh, he got a knife on him. I'm like, I know. Mind you, I grew up boxing since I was 11 years old, so I'm real confident in my hands. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, of course I don't want to get stabbed, but you know, I pushed up on him, so now I gotta go all the way with it. So he stopped at the steps like, come on, let's work. You know, he down there by the shot. There's, you know, DCJ, some little steps right there, and it's showers. 2 showers right there in the corner. He telling me to come down there by the showers, you know what I'm saying? So my men, like, they trying to basically tell me, like, nah, man, they mindset was like, man, get you a knife first. But I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, fuck it. I'm already here now. I go down the steps. So I gotta lift this up a little bit so I can tell y'all exactly how this shit went, man. So look, y'all. So I come down the stairs. Boom. He right there. So I come down. He got the knife out. So he lunged in with the knife, and I do like this. That's how I got hit right here. He hit me a little bit right here. It wasn't nothing major, like nothing serious. Little scrape, you know what I'm saying? So I do like this. So the knife hit me a little bit right there. I turned it up over. Boom. Turned the hook over. Boom. Knocked him clean out. Knife fell. You know what I'm saying? I told my man, Twan, man, get the knife. My man, Twan picks his knife up, takes it. You know what I'm saying? So I knocked him out. Boom, boom. The way he dropped, he boom, and he bounces up. But he was discombobulated. So I went at him again. Boom, boom, boom. Knocked him out again. Boom, he get up. He discombobulated. He still coming to me. He like, you bitch ass nigga. Trying to get his shit together. So I pushes him. I'm like, man, watch out. So his men come right there. So my man Twan whips the knife out. Like, man, ain't none of that going on. That's my man. Like, that's between them. They like, oh yeah, Twan. He like straight up. So he still discombobulated. Like, you bitch ass nigga. I pushes him. I'm like, man, y'all better get him before I knock him out again. Boom. He still walking up to me. All discombobulated, woozy. I hit him again. With the hook. Knocks him out cold. Boom. Long story short, we go to the hole. So we go to the hole. I spent, probably like 12 days down there or some shit like that. I end up coming back to that unit though. So, long story short, when I get back on the unit, you know, my name ringing, everybody talking about how I knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? And his men, they end up coming to holler at me like, man, we found out Slim was hot anyway, woody. You know what I'm saying? So me and my man Twan, I end up having my own phone over the jump. Me and bruh, a couple other dudes had our own phone over there, you know what I'm saying? I gained that respect, you know what I'm saying? Because he was supposedly be somebody on the unit. Niggas fake fed him, you know, he was known for pushing the knife. And I got out on him. I knocked him out with his knife, fair and square, you know what I'm saying? But anybody know that been in DC jail, man, them phones used to cause friction. Now they give out tablets over there, I guess, to stop the violence about the phone. So they give out tablets, you know, you could use the phone and the tablet, text your people and shit like that. So, but back then at that time, it wasn't no tablets or nothing like that. Like, you had to be somebody to use, you know, to use the phone for real. Because if you wasn't, or you was just a sucker nigga, like, you pretty much wasn't using the phone. Like, niggas was currying you know what I'm saying? You know, Southeast niggas using this joint. Niggas from around Clay Turds might be using this one. Niggas from around the farms using this one. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So, if you ain't got no voice or, you know what I'm saying, you a timid nigga, that's gonna be a hassle for you to get on the phone. So, he tried to carry me about the shit, like, even though I'm not knowing that that's how the phones run, I'm like, man, I'm not going for that shit. So, we ended up getting in a little situation. He said what he said to me. We came out the next day. I pushed up on him, wise men one with him. Got busy, you know what I'm saying? He tried to hit me with the knife a little, which he did a little bit, because I threw my arm up like that. Scraped me, I turned it up over, turned the hook over. You know, I ain't knock him out. He dropped, but he bounced back up like his adrenaline, but he was still woozy when he bounced back up. Hit him again, boom, boom, knocked him out. Yeah, man. People know, man. You ever been over DC jail, man? Ain't nothing sweet about it, man. It's not a cakewalk, man. You got to be somebody, man. You got to be a man. You can't go over that jump being scared, sucking your tail, man. You got to get with it, man. And that was my mindset, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to bump my bump at all costs, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going for nothing. I ain't letting nobody chump me. I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to fight if I got to. If I got to stab. You know, just so happened that situation, I felt like I could get him, you know what I'm saying? And I got him, you know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of being a boxer, bruh. Don't listen to what nobody say when they say boxing don't help you and all, man. They a damn lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you from experience. Me growing up boxing made me come out on top in a lot of situations. You know what I'm saying? And those was one of them, you know what I'm saying? That's the story about how I got in a fight over DC jail and knocked the dude out with his knife on him. Anybody that was over there with me when that happened, they gonna vouch for this story, man. Nothing fabricated, man. Real events, man. It went viral over DC jail, man. Everybody was talking about it, man. I don't want to say his name. I'm going to keep his name anonymous, but people know. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was talking about, man. They say Slim got knocked out by a little boxing dude. Woody, woody, woo. Yeah, man. That's the story. I had to get busy over the phone, over DC jail. And it pretty much wasn't about the phone for real, but somewhat about the phone. But it was more so the respect thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody just gonna carry me like I'm a sucker. I got a family, too. I want to talk to my family. You know what I'm saying? So, I wasn't letting nobody, you know, carry me like that tell me I can't use the phone. And I got back on the unit, name buzzing. Everybody know that's the dude T.O. that knocked Slim out. Woody woody woo. And pretty much my journey over there since then was, steady. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got in a couple other little things, but for the most part, I was alright, you know what I'm saying? Ain't had no issues with the phone. Me and my man was running our own phone line. And that's what it was, man. It's T.O., man. It's the story about how I got in a fight over DC jail over the phone. And respect. I'm out, y'all.